All right, we are back. This is the PodBrother, a.k.a. Steve and E Kimbrough here in North Hollywood for the first annual North Hollywood Art Walk, April 21st, 2006. My next guest, the lovely, the sweet, the talented, the artist, the extraordinaire, Carole. How are you?
Wonderful with all those superlatives.
Yes, and they're all true. You're amazing. Your artwork, and you did the modeling, and you got like you're a philanthropist, and you're an educator.
I give away with my time. Time is money. Money is time, and it's great energy, and I get to write some great karmic checks.
You're a good person.
Thank you. Trying to represent for my mom and daddy.
and you're representing well, including the gene pool they gave you. They gave you some nice genes.
Thank you so much, and it's an honor to be here with you on your great show and here at the first annual Art Walk. It's sort of kind of like being a reboot from when they used to do it in the past, but since there's been a lot of development, the Art Walk sort of just slipped away, and most of the attention is paid to downtown and other areas. But guess what? The Valley is still LA, and there's a lot of sexiness over here.
It's very sexy over here, especially because you're here in the Valley.
Well, ooh.
You sexed it up a little bit.
Ooh. So first we want to say, like, peace to Prince.
Yes. That was sad news for me.
It was sad news. This kind of news is never great. But the great thing about an artist like him, they leave bodies of work, not just a body of work. Mm-hmm. Like when you see artists like that who are multifaceted and who really crave to create the pulse of creation and create from the pulse of creation and from creation's possibility. I would say they're like the 20-year artists or more. And I think what's saddening about it is that we've lost so many great people like David Bowie and Natalie Cole. These are legacy and legendary artists when art was more about when it touched your soul, not just about one hit wonder, flash pan, let's put it out there and get it out there. But their work fed your soul, and it's still like unbelievable to me. I thought it was a prank when I saw it on Twitter, and I
thought it was a prank too, because I did not want to believe it. Number one, and Prince created his own genre. Not just a body of work, but like when you say Prince, that's a whole like genre in itself.
A whole, and that's, I think, like our responsibility and accountability. I know that
Eat that mic just a little bit more.
I know that every atom of creation is created to another atom of creation, and that all artists are synergistically linked together, and that we want to expand upon the greatness of what God did as a creator. And from what my awareness was of Prince, I've seen him perform before, but I did not know him personally. He was a man of deep spirituality and faith. And so for me, and young, that's why it is so shocking. We never want our great artists to be taken away from us, especially so young. But my belief is, when they've given so much life of themselves, life that surpasses the physical, that goes into generations and generations, and you can, from 20, 30 years from now, a baby 5 years old can like really hear Prince and just start grooving and feel that energy. Or you made an impression on humanity and bringing them joy, and that's what I feel he's left us. But I'm still in shock. I mean, I just can't believe it. I uploaded a video this morning on Twitter, and it was a video of James Brown performing, and he called Michael Jackson.
I saw that today.
Yeah, and Michael called Prince on the stage.
And Prince grabbed the guitar and jammed it.
And I'm like, this is so like
surreal.
Yeah. So I know there's a gospel song called Heavenly Choir. They're in a heavenly band right now. They're rocking it out right now.
Oh, it's seriously soulful up there right now.
But who do we have left? Kanye?
Oh, come on.
Come on.
Come on, you almost made me throw up in my mouth. I gotta choke back some vomit right now.
But who's left? I mean, who can carry the torch?
Yeah, that's a tough one. You know, I mean, we just have to keep looking and hoping and searching, and maybe someone will surface with the whole kind of spiritual groove that can take the torch and go with it.
And people would say, why are we talking about this? Because as a visual artist and as a comedian, when you see artists like Prince who reach a level of excellence, it energizes and inspires you. And you have to honor the great ones, regardless of what genre of art expression they were in, because they made expression matter.
Now, have you thought about doing cover art for a band? Have you reached out to any major artist or major band to be like, I would love to do your cover art, your album cover?
Why you speak that? Because I'm obsessed with album art. I have spent a lot of time in the record stores, and I'm like, wow, look at this. I mean, it's some of the best art in the world that's not in museums.
Yeah.
It's like album art.
How did you get into the art world? What inspired you as a little girl or a young lady or adolescent, or, you know, when did you get the bug?
Well, my family has a story, but I think I remember my first story is one of my older sisters were watching soap operas, and she go like, I'm from Louisiana, soap opera's on, and in my head, soap opera, and I'm like, ooh, soap, go get a bar of soap, and, you know, trying to trace faces as the actors are acting on TV. And then I remember being in school, and we had like a drawing class or something like that, and kind of drawing, and a friend of mine who is now passed on, who was a really good artist, Patrick, he looked over my shoulder, he goes, you can draw. And it was kind of like that. And I remember in a little small town in Louisiana, you know, I was black and he was white. And I remember him bringing me, I was out sick for a while, and him and his mom bringing me some art supplies. And it's almost like he had been like this guiding angel. And it was almost like interesting, because still in the South, it's almost like at that time, like certain relationships were like segregated racially, but I was blessed to have known him, because my whole paradigm of possibility of friendships and how people can get along was like totally enlightened, and I was guided with, you know, markers along the way, even from one teacher who would like ask me to draw stuff for her, and Miss Osborne. And it kept going. I kept meeting people and entering me in poster contests, and I kept getting mentions and honors and winning. And I always knew I was going to be an artist, even when I modeled. I modeled like with Elite Modeling Agency, and instead of going on some of the auditions and go-sees, I'll see a gallery or museum and get totally distracted and be like, art. And I'm happy that I got to model and travel, because I got to see the aesthetic quality of great art and architecture and pay more attention to that. I do abstract, but I do a lot of figurative, and I think that because I model, it gave me a keener sense of the human anatomy and how to compose a figurative composition.
So have you done some work using a live model, figure model?
Yeah, I have.
Have you modeled yourself for other artists?
No, I haven't. Well, I could strike a pose, but you know,
like full figure though. I mean, like nude.
Well,
or
what I've done nude modeling as a model. I did a great series of work. It was almost like a Robert Mapplethorpe type of setting of photos, which I still share today and very proud of. And one of them is almost like a fetal position. and I've actually painted it, like, you know, in a sepia tone, even though it was like shot in black and white. But when I draw models, I prefer people who have lived a little life more abundantly than others. It's got the character lines and, you know, the scraggly disposition, because all the textures and layers of their history is more of a challenge.
That's true. To try to capture that character. It's not easy.
It's a beauty unto itself. There's always attractive, beautiful, modelly type of people, you know, but to try to draw what the standard commercial brand of beauty is not is a great challenge, because you get to pull out the beauty by creating something to honor that model as a beautiful human being.
You know, I did figure modeling for the art department when I was in college. Yes.
You did? And what kind of poses you did?
Basically, just anything that I could hold for 15 minutes.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
Because it was, I was in really good shape and I could hold some pretty difficult positions for a long time. But
that's great.
And you know, there were a lot of drawings and paintings and sculptures of me around university.
Wow. Did you collect any of them?
I did. Actually, my professor gave me his painting, and I still have it today.
Wow.
And I used it as my poster for my nude podcast. I launched the Naked PodBrother Show, where I do a podcast with naked models and naked comedians.
I have to check this out.
Naked artists, and I'm naked myself, because, you know, everybody has to be naked on a naked podcast. And, you know, I put the logos and stuff in front of the private parts, so it's, you know,
I've acted
it's internet friendly.
I've acted silly and proposed a dare before on Facebook, something silly just to see who will answer, like, who wants to pose for me while I draw, like, on a wet floor, like with an apple in their mouth, while they're one leg up and they're frying some hot fish and the grease is popping.
Just to see if you get any takers.
A whole lot. Folks are very daring.
Awesome.
Anything for the art.
Well, I would love to interview you on the Naked PodBrother Show, but you'd have to do it naked.
Really?
Yes.
We'll see what the temperature is like.
We can, you know, we'll cover the private parts, we'll talk about art.
We'll see what the temperature is like.
Okay.
Depends on the weather report.
All right. Well, hopefully it'll be warm in the valley.
Depends on how this global warming thing goes.
You know.
It's very hot. It's too hot in the valley.
It's warm here, yes.
Especially if you're painting outside and you want to paint acrylics and it just dry too fast.
Too fast, yeah. Well, I am so excited to see you tonight. It was wonderful to meet you at the last event here.
Yeah, it was. It was wonderful to come out and support, you know, the NoHoArtWalk. I just really hope that people in the broader sense of LA realize that you're like in the valley. There is a ton of talent out here, visual talent. You know, we don't have a big museum out here or any major galleries, but guess what? You're like at the Art Directors Guild, and most of these people have won Emmys and Oscars.
Yeah, that's big.
You know, they're sponsoring this, and it's just a beautiful, powerful statement to come out and say, we're going to support the young artists in the community. And when Daniel and, you know, everyone here asked me to help support it as an artist, but also to help with a little bit of the organization, I said yes, because I want to support his vision. And I really hope that people who are really running the art thing in LA, you know who you all are, that when
can recognize and share.
Yeah, when these young people reach out to you all and you're part of the cultural affairs, please recognize and at least acknowledge them and say hello and see what you can help them with. Because yes, this is the valley, it's a part of LA, but we're not Cinderella's ugly step center. Sister, look at us.
Yeah, it's not the Leper Valley.
It's not the Leper Valley.
It's like the valley with cool artists.
It's hot for a reason, because it's too much sexiness over here.
You know, and it got hotter when I moved into the valley, because I made it real sexy. PodBrother style.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, and I have the Naked PodBrother Show, which is why it's so hot in the Valley
Exactly. So we hope that you support, his great show and his art activism, and go support the comedy and just enjoy the beautiful expressions of life with the artists that we have all around, because, it's always very tragic when we wish we had supported them when they were all alive. Like, that's why to sign off, peace to Prince and
Peace
his
to Prince.
family, his friends, his employees, his fans,
His whole enterprise.
and may his great work that he started continue to go on, and that people support music the way that he really he was an activist for, like supporting real music and supporting artists' rights. And also he was a civil rights activist. He did a great song about Freddie Gray and about injustice. And that is the responsibility of an accountable artist, and I really hope that people honor him by helping to support what he was fighting for.
Yeah, I'm learning a couple of Prince songs on my bass, so I want to do a little YouTube tribute to Prince with some bass.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah,
What was your favorite Prince song?
Work, Let's Work. That was one of them from like the very, very first, well, actually the second album, the Prince album.
My favorite.
I like DMRS.
Yes.
That was one of my favorites. I like Computer Blue.
Yes.
I like Raspberry Beret.
Yes.
Yeah, those are some of my favorites.
Well, I think everybody liked 1999. All the girls when doves cry, but most beautiful girl in the world.
The most beautiful girl in the world. Yeah, that's amazing song.
What girl had that played at her prom or
Right.
debutante or
Right.
somebody's child who's birthed in a girl and it's a baby shower? That song made you feel beautiful regardless of.
You could be bald-headed and 800 pounds and you feel beautiful. Yeah. Put that Prince song on because I feel beautiful.
Exactly. Right?
Carole, we're going to have to continue this because you are a lot of fun. You're
Oh, thank you.
a beautiful woman, and we have, we have to continue this.
We have to.
Keep this going.
Let art live. Rock on.
Yes. And please support Carole and her art and her person.
Oh.
And where can we find you on the web to support you?
I am on Facebook at Carole CJ Artist, and on Twitter at CJ, as in Carole Jean, CJ the Fine Artist at Twitter.
And you are a fine artist.
Thank you.
Wow.
And I did not make that. A friend of mine created that for me. So
kudos to your friend. Spot
thank
that
you
on.
very much.
All right, Carole, thank you very much. We are in North Hollywood at the No Ho ArtWalk, April 21st, 2016. I'm the PodBrother. She's Carole. You know who you are. Continue to support the arts. And by all means, check out the new PodBrother Show. You might see Carole on there. I don't know. It depends if it's hot.
Okay, if it
Maybe.
has to promote it, I'm going to say I'm going to be on it. I'm there.
There you go. So come back and check it out, baby. Peace.
Thank you.